Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for staying tuned as it's time to jump on into herO versus Patience. These series have been pretty great so far today, and looking forward to more. This is our fourth series of the day already, which means you've got this series and one more before we're actually wrapped up with Group A already? Really? Oh, don't you guys worry, because we've got Group B coming up in a couple hours' time. And when we get Group B going, it says we've got some great matches. For us on the stream, we're going to be casting Maru versus Trap, Dark Lambo, Dark Trap, Maru Lambo, and another somewhere down the line as well. It's going to be awesome, put it that way though. It's going to be really, really, really awesome. So it's going to be a great day of game still to come. As for now though, we have Patience bottom right, herO top left in this PvP action to continue on with in our 4th out of 5 series in Group A. So Probe gonna wander over and have a little look to see what is going on. And as we see a couple of assimilators being taken here by Patience, and just getting this all set up and underway. Now, obviously PvP, we're not expecting to see that expansion early. It feels like we cast a fair few PvP so far here, so I don't think there's a lot to really talk about. I think you guys are pretty understanding as to how this is going as we see the Probe. Gonna chase down the other Probe as well. And yeah, a little bit of a skirmish here, a little bit of a fight breaking out just for a moment. And as we do see the Probe running around all over the place. Well, Cybercore's on the way up then, we're waiting to see the tech choices. No hidden pylons here on King's Cove for herO or Patience. It's King's Cove, one of the larger maps, and so if you do get through to that mid-game, it can be a bit more difficult to defend. It can be a bit more difficult to kind of defend the kind of the bases up here, or to attack into the base up here. It's very easy to defend the bases. So later on in the game, it's definitely worth keeping in mind. Double Adept from herO, Adept Sentry from Patience. Usually you see Stalker Sentry, but Adept Sentry here on King's Cove. I'm not going to lie, I don't have a reasoning for an Adept Sentry opening. That's a very interesting one for me. So that is a little bit funky. I really don't have anything for that. Okay, interesting. Well, Adept and a Sentry about to pop out here from Patience. Warp Gate being chrono boosted as this Probe of Patience comes down to the low ground, out into the center of the map, and the Stargate from herO already about halfway done on the way up. So Stargate coming in as a couple of Adepts from herO shading down to the bottom right hand side. Probe up on the high ground, the other Adept coming through the top as well. herO going to get down to the bottom very shortly. As you see the Oracle starting up from herO, being chrono boosted out. A couple of sentries in production as well. So Patience going to be able to pop these in. I mean, again, it's that triple sentry setup which we've seen from him before today. Again, I mean, he's been using us on the larger maps, the maps which have that ramp to kind of defend with. So here it is once more, as the Adepts will not get in from herO. His tech choice has been a Stargate. Obviously, he has some more gas to spend because he didn't spend his money on triple sentry. So he has that gas to spend, and he will kill off this Adept herO. And the first Oracle moving onto the map, and the second one to follow it up. Patience goes into a later Stargate. So this will usually be for, I'd say, a Phoenix to maybe shut down those Oracles. I was just watching these Adepts for a moment. This got pretty exciting. Got a Sentry and 3 Probes. Very good damage here from herO, actually, as we see this Oracle still coming down to the bottom side. Ready to pop into the main base and try and pick up just a little more damage. Double Probes taking some shots. Stalkers and Sentries pushing that Oracle away down into the corner. Pylon here with another couple of Adepts popping out. And the Robler facility from herO, well, that's about halfway done already. It'll be done soon enough. All of this working down with the Oracle coming in as well. It's been pretty good. The Phoenix being chrono boosted now, so you can come and kill this Oracle for real. His Patience just doesn't have any pressure on the map though, and that's the issue, right? Like, herO just seems to have so much. He's got a lot of Adepts here. His expansion's a bit faster. He's dealt some good damage. Feels very good for herO at the moment, but yes, Patience has this Phoenix to shut down the Oracles now at least. So that Oracle will go down. These couple of Adepts from Patience just hanging out the 3 bases. Obviously no third base yet, but just going to sit over to this side. 4 Adepts, 6 Adepts from herO. Again, it was a lot of Adepts, we just kind of saw that, and now we see a couple of Sentries added in too. More Prism being chronoed. Is this something of a more serious, larger attack? Well, He actually walks by this middle of the map pylon. As two Adepts run into the natural, and hero's completely out of position, has to recall Adept to deal with it. Nothing to deal with it in the main base either, so he's going to be shading those Adepts forwards, and, well, maybe you can... Yeah, I feel like you should commit in there. Maybe not the Oracles there. Yeah, maybe I'm just getting a bit greedy. It kind of feels like you at least get 2 probes or so, though, right? Because now he just ends up wandering into the Adepts anyways, still going to lose these. Well, maybe not. Maybe he can shade it again. Maybe it's more about buying time for Patience. Right, buying time to set up a bit more into his game, a bit more army supply to defend with. Keeping herO back at home when he so obviously wants to attack with Adepts and, the Warp Prison. Oh my god, Patience flies in with his own Oracle. That Stargate coming into real use right here. Getting 5 workers already. I say this because I assumed that one was going to die. So make that just 4, actually. Oh my god, these Adepts run past this pylon again, so it's once more being seen. Now we're going to see him finding the high ground vision a little bit, so he actually will be able to pick it off, but... Well, Patience sat at home, and he's had so much time to prepare. He's got a stasis ward set up. He's up 10 workers. All he has to do is defend, and that's a great way to start. Good force field, but he missed the one on the right side. That Adept able to slip away. Now the Adept shade up and past those force fields in towards the main base. Looks like they will commit. The Adepts of Patience going in to do the same. Phoenix will lift up one of these Adepts to turn the tide of the battle, and I feel like he should. Another couple of years down in the low ground as herO shades back down. All of his units from Patience up in the main base. He's going to recall back down to the low ground as Stalkers get warped in here. Pylon goes down, so the shield battery's out of energy though. So now Patience is just recalled into a position where he doesn't actually have the defensive advantage like he thought he did. Oh, Stasis Ward's going to catch the probes, which are trying to be pulled in for defense as well. The Void Ray doesn't do enough, and herO's actually going to start making this happen on the other side. Patience lifting up that Immortal. We still just have those couple of units just hidden away in the corner here. As we do have units from herO pushing up into the main base. Gonna go straight into this right now, pick away at a few of these probes. The probes going down very quickly. I mean, more damage was done across the map. The Oracle getting into play there. And it's herO only on 13 workers, but he has an army that seems to be unstoppable over on this side. The probes pulling force around, but against the Depths, that's never pretty because they kill his probes so quick. And Patience on one single probe remaining. I honestly felt like Patience played a great game. That just fell apart for him towards the very end. That said, there's a Void Ray out now that might help defend, but he's on 0 probes, so where does he go from here? He's got no mining. Well, he can start 2 probes. It's obviously a big, long rebuild to kind of go into, though. Warp Prison does get shut down as well. The Phoenix hunts it down. We're seeing this probe being chrono boosted up on the top left-hand side. Observer on the way up, about halfway done. Again, the Oracle coming around the upper right corner. Just getting back home. I mean, obviously herO at this point, he killed every single worker, so I mean, for him, he just has to not take any damage, or he could even take, like, he could lose half his workers and still be massively ahead. He just has to sit back a little bit. He's going to rebuild. Of course, he's going to go and build up a much larger army. And Patience knows that, so he's not going to waste anybody's time here. He's going to type out GG when he just confirms, okay, you're still mining. Let's just check in. It's very possible when he sent his Oracle in, he didn't pay attention to it and didn't see how many kills it got. So he maybe didn't know how much economy herO had until he just checks in there. And when he checks in, he's like, okay, you've got way more than me. I'm not going to try, mess around here. I'm going to accept the fact that I'm a little bit dead here in this game. Number 1. Okay. And ready to jump into our game number 2. Just waiting for this to get hosted up from our admin. We'll get right into this. What is this happening? Special against Zest coming up on the mainstream shortly. And what's on the C stream right now? Currently nothing. Why not? Why not? Okay, well, we're going into Port Alexander in just a moment here. We're getting this set to go. Oh, my ear's a bit funky at the minute. Ah. Okay. So herO up 1-0. Against Patience as go-go's are being called. We're pretty much set to go straight into this. I mean, herO and Patience are both 1 and 2 in the group, so win here puts them to 2 and 2. And that is, with one series left to play, obviously borderline able to still advance, basically. So, still possible. Krader 0 and 3. Well, he's really on the verge of not advancing anymore. In fact, I think Krader's already guaranteed to be eliminated because... Oh, it's not guaranteed, but very certain results have to happen, and that would be very tough to be the case. So, Patience, Special, and herO all 1-2 at the moment. Obviously, one of them is guaranteed to go 2-2 here. Special still has to play Patience as well, so this little tiebreaker that's currently in play is going to start resolving itself. It's going to start resolving itself a little bit because they have to play against each other. Zest and Stats both tied up at the top of the group. They have to play each other as well. That's going to be the final series they play today, actually. As we jump on into game number 2 on Port Alexander, let's get this ready to go. If you just joined us, I see a couple of people asking, what happened in the first game? In the first game, it was pretty... It is some pretty regular stuff, I would say, initially. I guess it was a bit weird. Like, herO got very aggressive, and Patience got some good counter-aggression going, and so on and so forth. It's kind of hard to summarize, actually. Maybe not kind of standard, as I was just saying. Patience did a lot of damage with oracles, but then herO just had too many units and broke through and won the game. herO was committed to a very committed kind of like adept immortal attack on one base. It was one base though, which kind of simplifies it a bit, but it was a weird PvP, wasn't it? Top left-hand side, our red Protoss player here is Patience, going up against the blue Protoss. Bottom right, we've got herO. So Patience heading into game number 2 right now. As you see, a couple of assimilators on the way up on both sides of the map, just getting set and ready to roll. So gateway coming up on either side. Going to see those probes coming in, and yeah, getting this underway very shortly here. As we see herO just going to pop up in towards the main base to see what's going on. Two gates finishing up on either side. Cybernetics core dropping down here as well in the main. And we do see the probe of herO just moving around, still scouting, still seeing what's up. Obviously the same from Patience back across the map. Well, Patience herO just waiting for those cyber cores so we can see what tech choices are being made. No pylons on the map at least though, so tech is probably going to come down in the main base. Cyber core finishes up, warp gate begins. And again, just see that Zealot Stalker already getting started on the main sentry. Gonna come up instead of a Zealot, makes more sense. Imagine that was maybe just a bit of a misclick there. As Patience will opt for the double adept, so going to be trying to break through into the main base, going to be forcing herO to consistently build that pylon here. herO just patrolling the front already, also making sure that Patience can't put the pylon down to block either. Again, just going to be seeing the Stalker moving out into the middle as the two adepts still just shading around. Sentry still on the way up as well, so again, this triple sentry opener seems to be taking the PvP matchup by storm here. I mostly only saw this on the maps which had ramps and kind of larger maps in general. Port Alexander definitely isn't that map. It's got low round, flat area. It's not a huge map to run across. But still, the free sentry is very popular on this apparently. Patience going, or herO, sorry, going straight into it. Again, Patience does have those couple of adepts, which he's not actually doing much with, just hanging out back at home. So you see that warp gate still being chrono boosted out at the moment, so that's about to finish up. So we drops into the main as we see the Phoenix back through. Seeing what's going on here. Robo facility dropping on each side of the map. 2 more adepts building up as well. Stalker about to complete from herO. Another adept just warping in as well. Just getting this going. Robo in the main base from both players allows us to go into. I mean, we've seen this a few times a day, especially as the players are expanding. Robos, Forges, just start building up into Immortals and +1. Unless you throw a curveball, Patience did throw that Twilight Council down against Zest very early, rather than a Forge. And so he went for that Resonating Glaive's attack. And I wonder if he plans something similar here. Doesn't want to show his hand just yet because there's Hallucinated Phoenixes around. But if he waits for that Hallucinated Phoenix to back away, then drops it, which he does, okay, then we pretty much know, I think, what Patience is planning on doing. And it makes sense why he commits into the Adepts early game as well. He also just built 2 more. So it's going to be a Warp Prism, it's going to be Resonating Glaives, and it'll be an Immortal behind this as well. Forge dropping down in the main. Still Hallucination up on the natural as well. These Adepts from Patience going to shade down to the bottom side. Getting set to go. Forge about halfway done. Resonating Glaives getting started. And truly setting up into this at the moment as we see this Hallucinated Phoenix. Going to fly on forwards and he's going to try and pick up this Warp Prism kill. But believe it or not, Hallucination's constant damage. But don't tell him! He thinks it's important still. It's nice just to keep track of the Warp Prism, know where it is, know where those attacks may be coming from. Plus up with a few Adepts that were shading into the front. herO has his Adepts already shaded, so you can move them into position very easily. You can also block the ramp with that. The Adepts try to shade up the ramp. Adept shades are blocked by anything other than other Adept shades, and obviously completed buildings and so on too. So they're not blocked by other units, I should say, but they are blocked by other Adept shades. So you can actually use the Adept shades to then wall off the Adept shades of your opponents. But you can see that herO is kind of walking into the trap that Patience wants him to walk into. +1 attack. You know, he's only just now getting extra gates. You know, he's starting up his Twilight Council, building an Observer. Like, he's not feeling too pressured at all. And why would he? Like, he hasn't seen much. Now that Hallucinated Phoenix comes across, we'll start to see a little bit more of what's going on here. Maybe he actually gets that Twilight for the Temple Archives. I think Temple Archives would be the most important thing he could get right now. Chrono Boost of the Warp Prism, also important for the micro potential. I just feel like the Archons make such a big difference when it comes to trying to fight here. Oh, he's going to try and go for his own Glaives? No, he cancels and goes charge. I mean, Glaives just going to take so long to come into play. Well, let's see if he can do something great here. Obviously, this is looking a lot better for Patience than it did against Zest, because when he did this against Zest, Zest was already across the map, killing a bunch of workers. Patience even setting up a follow-up here. Dark Shrine, Forge. Getting set to go. In the end, Patience doesn't even commit to the attack. He just sits in the middle of the map, sends his Warp Prism with the Immortals forwards. He's going to get a big pylon kill there. That's going to empower 5 gateways. That's going to go down. There's no way you stop that before it falls. 5 unpowered gates. Those Immortals just going to keep on kiting in towards the mineral line. Trying to get a couple of probes here and there. herO going to go and send a couple of Immortals out for himself. Sending those across the map as he loses 3 workers. He has to be careful. He's about to fly through this army, and the Warp Prism will be seen. I don't know if Patience actually picked up on that, though, because it didn't look as though he responded at all. Warp Prism of Patience still moving around. It might be that he was distracted, so he didn't see it coming in. Again, here right now, you could empower these gates. That'd be pretty great. You're also going to see the Dark Shrine, so you know to be very prepared for that. It's actually going to... is this pylon in range of the Robo? It's close. Not quite. It must be like a hex away or so. So recall back home. DT's warped in. Again, just going to make sure that herO now gets some observers up. But it's good that he sees the Dark Shrine, of course, because now he can definitely make sure he's got observers in the right positions. Really minimize the effectiveness of Dark Templar, especially because the Warp Prism's on the map too, so it has DTs inside. Let's see if it can do anything. So it is going... dive bomb straight to the main. There's no observer in this main base at the moment. It's gone down to the natural also. There's already one in front of the natural, so didn't really need both of them down there. Cannon finishes up in the mineral line. That's another thing you can do. That just means that it takes more than just a DT to harass. Now you need to have like multiple DTs or DTs and a few Zealots to kill the cannon. Then you can harass with the DT. Okay then. herO suddenly is starting to really excel in this game because, I mean, I feel Patience committed to this attack that never really did anything, right? You know, we know he cuts his gas with this attack as well. He's mined, what, about 350 of each of these gases? Actually, herO cut his gas too. Interesting. Well, herO's going to go across the map. herO's going to have a +2 attack upgrade finish, by the way, and an army supply lead as he presses across. The power of 8 gateways against 6 is what we're currently seeing. The 7th and 8th gateway from Patience, currently just in production still. Sentry's able to pick off that hallucination here. And we do see Patience just hanging around on the front of the natural. Here he goes. Zelt's going to start charging in. The third base is going to be given up right away. That's not, you know, something we're questioning at all here. The question is, how does Patience defend the rest of this? Because herO has 20 more army supplies still with an attack upgrade lead. Hallucinates a couple of Colossus. Those aren't real. He'll know that now because the Colossus fired and didn't do any damage. So he should be aware of this. Although herO looks as though he doesn't want to push up a ramp, so instead decides to just back away, going back home. So yeah, herO starts to head back home here. Third Nexus on the way down. 2 more coming in at least, so Patience will at least have some pressure coming in. herO going to opt for the Archons in the Prism, although he's flying right towards the army. Turns around, okay. herO actually in a little bit of a supply block, losing that pylon or 2 in the main. Pulls him a bit off guard. He needs to set back up into that as the Observer, keeping track of the units of his opponents, so knows this army's coming across. Patience doesn't have a third Nexus. Looks like he wants to rebuild it, but rebuild it with some pressure on the other side of the map at the same time. War Prism did end up coming back home, deciding he didn't want to harass, was wanting to focus on dealing with this harassment of his opponent. Sorting a few Zealots here, and we'll lose another pylon. herO supply blocked again. The more supply blocks of this he hits, the worse this gets for him. Looks like Patience still not building that Nexus, instead opting for just more and more units. 2 more Archons being brought into play. Shield batteries are finishing. He's actually got shield batteries on the third base, but the army's obviously going to press up over here. Observer is around, so you should be able to see the fact that these are fake Colossus. It means the units will not prioritize them either. And this is just an awful position for Patience to try and fight into. The problem is he knows he has to do something because he knows he doesn't have a third Nexus, and that herO does. So he's kind of put himself in a tough spot. Time is also ticking until herO's Forge completes that +3 attack upgrade. When you get that final attack upgrade in play, it's a 2 upgrade lead from herO over Patience. Yo, Zealots are caught in the back here from herO though, so they're going to have trouble getting to the front lines. And that might be one of the big micro mistakes that could cost him. Doesn't look like it will though, especially as those hallucinated Colossus disappear. We can see this army really not looking large enough at all as herO picks up a 2-0 over Patience. And Patience will drop down. And this is going to put him 1-3 in the group, while herO will go to 2-2. And it's very difficult for Patience to advance now. Very difficult indeed. herO looking good, picking up this 2-0 here. GG's. So meanwhile,